Hey everybody, this is Logan Grant and this is Granty Topics. If you're new to this channel, I was diagnosed with an inguinal hernia in 2017, and on this channel I share what I've been doing to try and heal my hernia naturally. I've been intrigued by some of the videos that other YouTubers are putting out with like a full day of eating, and so I wanted to do something similar to that and show you guys what I'm going to be eating and drinking today. And also just sharing some of the other different things I'm doing, like light treatment and a castor oil massage, and maybe even some of the exercises that I'm doing. As far as the current condition of my hernia, it hasn't been doing that well lately, actually. And I'm laughing about that because I know that it's just a lack of discipline and due to the stress that I was under or have been under with all the moving and just different things that have surrounded that. So anyway, I'm not worried about it because I know that it can get back to how it was, because where it backtracked to was not the worst that it has ever been. But anyway, it was starting to go into my scrotum a little bit, which is a little bit TMI, but I know that a lot of people, are probably going to be wondering that. But yeah, it probably went, I don't know, maybe that far in. And so I was like, alrighty, I need to start taking this seriously, because it was easy to not really worry about it so much before that point. But, now I know that I need to get back on track and be consistent. Otherwise it could get to a point to where, it's going to be way more difficult to heal. So anyway, I've been eating cleaner than I have in a really long time. I've been doing castor oil massages almost every day. I've been doing light treatment, like a red light treatment on it, trying to do that every day, and trying to get plenty of sleep, like 8 hours. Also just trying to stay active in general, just exercising, doing the exercises for the hernia. So that is kind of the update on that. But yesterday it did very well, and today, it was starting to like pop out a tiny bit because I got up to use the restroom and didn't have the hernia belt on. But once I came back, I put it on anyway, so I've still got it on. But yeah, that's the update. Let's go get something to drink. So in the morning, I like to start with approximately 16 ounces of warm water. And I'll just get it warm from the tap, but if you have a better means of getting warm water, then by all means do that. Then I get some of this ginger and honey apple cider vinegar. Just get a shot of that, and then put that right in there. Trace minerals, about 10 drops. Then a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, and that's about a pinch of it. Then a half teaspoon of magnesium. Then a half teaspoon of psyllium husk. Actually, I should have done a full teaspoon of magnesium. My bad. So then another half teaspoon. But I don't like to do more than a half teaspoon of psyllium husk because that stuff really thickens up the water and it does not taste good. So I have to take it in small doses. And I'm not saying this mix will work for everybody, but it works for me. And since I have to keep it stirred up, I usually will drink it all at once. Yeah, It's not the easiest thing to get down. Probably be better with less water, but benefit of that is I'm full now, so that'll hold me off for a little while. So usually the next thing I drink is coffee. So I got this really cool stainless steel espresso maker on Amazon. It's got a bottom compartment with a pressure release valve, and then you put the water up to like right below the pressure release valve, and then it's got the filter. You just put that inside, and then this, and it spouts the water out. It'll build up pressure, pushes the hot water through the ground, then it pours out. Anyway, I'll just show you guys real quick how I do it. Got a little bag with some organic coffee. I recommend grinding your coffee fresh. It's more delicious and nutritious that way. But since I don't have a coffee grinder and I'm poor, I just bought it like this. Just joking, but yeah, it's mainly because I don't have a coffee grinder. So then you just screw that on top, put it on the stove for like 5 minutes, and you got coffee. All right, so the coffee's ready. Oh yeah. Black gold. And you see, I'm trying to cut down on caffeine because I was drinking too much of it when I was traveling more. So just this one shot is about all I'll do a day. And it's mainly just because I like coffee. And also a misconception is that espresso has more caffeine. It actually doesn't. It's got less than a cup of drip coffee. So yeah. And since I'm trying to avoid dairy, I just got this oat milk. Don't really know anything about it. I just knew that I liked it. So I've been meaning to do more research on non-dairy milks and what's the healthiest. So if you guys know of one that is more healthy than this, or what I should avoid in non-dairy milks, comment below and let me know. I'd appreciate it. But this tastes good. So anyway, I'll either drink it black or just with some oat milk, or I might do like a golden milk latte sort of thing. But I'm not like a huge fan of like sweet coffee. So when I say golden milk latte, it's still not sweet. It's just got like turmeric and stuff in it. Also, another thing with coffee is you want to make sure it's organic, because out of the things that are sprayed with pesticides when they're being grown, coffee is sprayed the most from what I've read. And if you get organic, it's still gonna be sprayed with some pesticides when it's being grown, but it's gonna be less or like less harmful pesticides. Cheers. After I fix my coffee, usually while I'm drinking it, I will read the Bible out loud and I will pray and I will journal. And that's kind of the main way that I like to de-stress or do like stress prevention. And it's not all about stress either, because it's also about just getting rid of distractions and reminding myself of what the truth is. So anyway, along those lines, I wanted to read a Bible passage that has been really encouraging to me when I'm, worried about stuff or just anxious or stressed. It's Philippians 4, 6 through 7, or 6 to 7. It's, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That one has been super encouraging to me, and where it says, and the peace that surpasses understanding will guard your hearts and your minds, that has really stuck out to me, because when I'm just dealing with worries and things that are wearing on my mind, when I read the word and when I take time to pray, even when I don't feel like it, it's incredible how every time I feel better and I feel more at peace, and it's like, all right, it's gonna be all right. I don't have anything to worry about. And so the part about that peace that surpasses understanding is definitely true in my experience, because I don't understand it, but peace definitely comes with just giving up our worries to God and trusting that He'll take care of it. But even if you are not a Christian or not a Bible reader, I would still recommend taking time in the morning to journal, or just even take like 20 minutes to think, and get rid of the distractions, put your phone away, and just spend like 20 minutes just laying down thinking. And it's amazing what that can do for just mental health and focus and all of that. There's this, I forget what she is. She might be a doctor of some kind, but her name's Caroline Leaf. She does a lot of study on the brain and thought patterns and how it can actually affect your brain in a very physical way. She was saying that I think 13 minutes a day of doing nothing but thinking is very good for your brain health, and actually can help heal your brain, and it's good for your mental health and everything like that. So anyway, I'd recommend trying that out also, and I think that'll help just relax and get rid of any stress and things like that. Right now I'm about to do the light therapy, which is a great time for me to do that, like the 20 minutes of thinking that I was talking about. The kind lady at the clinic let me borrow this red light device. So anyway, it's got a little box and a switch, and one is for pain and the other is for healing. So I just plug it into the plug in the wall, and then it does like that. It's pretty bright. And then I just place it over the hernia and kind of move it around from time to time. What they said that's supposed to do is draw blood or just help with circulation and healing in the area of the hernia. And it's supposed to help heal the tissues and such, which is probably because of the blood. And then right after that, I like to do the castor oil massage. And I try to do both of those, especially the castor oil massage, before I eat for the first time. And usually, at least this past week or two, I've been sort of intermittent fasting, but more like I've just not been eating solid food until about noon. And so I have that water with all the different minerals and such that I mixed in with it. Then I have the coffee. And then usually around noon, I will drink a smoothie. And then around 3 or so is usually when I'll eat my first solid meal. And then usually around 6, then I'll eat another meal, which would be my last meal for the day. But the reason I like to do this on an empty stomach is just because I don't have that extra pressure in my intestines, and it's easier to massage all around. I am back in the kitchen and I'm hungry. So I'm gonna make a smoothie. So I have a Vitamix here that's not mine, but you use it. So I'm going to put 2 cups of the milk from oats. Not sure how you milk an oat, but they do it somehow. Then I'm gonna put some more trace minerals, about 10 drops or so. Gonna put a handful of power greens, which I've gotten into freezing my greens for the smoothies. because I would buy a big box like this or a couple of them, and then usually one would end up going bad while I'm eating the other one. So I've started freezing the other one, and I'll keep one in the fridge for salads because I eat those pretty often. Then I'll keep one for smoothies. So I'll probably end up eating at least one of these a week. So I'll put that in however much I feel good about. I'll put a banana. Banana is mainly to sweeten it. Then I'll put half a cup of organic oats in there. One of the reasons I do that is because it makes it more filling, but also since I'm trying to avoid gluten, I'm not eating bread much. Just having those extra carbs is nice. So put a teaspoon of beetroot powder, a teaspoon of psyllium husk powder, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, and then 2 scoops of pea protein. And the reason I use pea protein versus like another kind of plant protein is because I read that pea protein is the only plant protein that has a full amino acid profile, where the other ones, you know, have a lot, but not a full spectrum. And I don't do this exact thing every time. Sometimes I change it up, but it's also based on what I have with me. So this is what I have with me today. And if you start with the greens on the bottom, like right after you put the liquid in, if you start with greens and then put everything else on top of the greens, it blends easier. But if you try putting the greens on top of everything else, then it just makes it more difficult to blend up. Also, a trick to cleaning a blender, if y'all didn't know this already, is you just put water in it, and then you blend up the water, and you can even throw soap in there if you want to help sanitize it. My mommy taught me that one, I didn't come up with that. I called her mommy. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, so it's mildly green and mildly sweet. It's not meant to be really one of those smoothies that I'm like, yeah, I love that smoothie. It's more of just a means to get this inside of me, but it is palatable. That is like first meal of the day. All right, I got back from the clinic not too long ago, and I'm about to eat my last meal today, which is this. It's a bed of spinach with 4 fried eggs on it and some Valentina hot sauce, and then a mix of onions, garlic, carrots, and mushrooms and peas on the side. Other than the mix of vegetables, this has been one of my go-to meals for a while now, but I had the vegetables from a dinner that I had made the other night. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and share. Appreciate you guys. Shalom.